Clifford, listen to this trade that Josh rejected yesterday. Josh Sanders. I offered him 3 for 1. I offered him Victor Oladipo, Josh Richardson, and DeMarcus Cousins, all for just John Morant.
Oh, wow.
John Morant, who averaged 32 last year.
He'll get to about 42 this year.
Oh,
You can be worth 42 points per game.
Yeah, man.
dude, Josh is so high. He's so high on John Morant, he's about to pass out. It's like I'm handing you 3 scratch-off lottery tickets.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not one to gamble.
Welcome back to the 4-Point Shot, a podcast made by the most insane fantasy basketball league to share our fantasy knowledge and experience with the world. A quick word before we get into it. We are now on Spotify and Google Podcasts under the name The 4-Point Shot, with iTunes and other services soon to come. Today we have myself, Patrick of the Frankfurt Fireballers, as well as Josh of the Bluegrass Bulldogs, and Matt, zero-time champ of the Kentucky Hazard, here to break down our rookie tier list. We're joined by our special guest, resident rookie expert Josh of the Louisville Samurais. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
Wow.
You sound so excited.
Yeah, I just started drinking coffee, so give me a minute.
Josh, you're our rookie expert, so we're going to need you to step up your game here.
Wonderful. Is that just because I have all the rookies on my team?
Yes.
Okay.
How many do you have, 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3.
So I'll explain real quickly how the tier list works. So from top to bottom, you have must draft, rosterable, streamer option, potential, and don't touch. Now must draft, that one speaks for itself. Rosterable is people we think by the end of the year perhaps could have a permanent spot on someone's roster. Streamer options are those guys you're going to be consistently using to stream games. Potential are the ones that we think maybe we could see as streamers if certain things go their way. And then finally, don't touch. We don't really see a path for these guys to become fantasy relevant.
And you teed up, the first round here?
I just put the first round in there, and if there's any other ones we just want to kind of do honorable mentions for, we can discuss.
Gotcha. And just quick disclaimer here, we are going by our fantasy points league, which is the standard scoring, 1 point for point, 1.2 for rebound, 1.5 for assist, 3 for steal, 3 for block, and -1 for turnover. Just to make sure Josh Sander doesn't go crazy here, I looked into the stats for the last 2 years about rookie performances, and I'm seeing within the last 2 years, it's about 12 to 13. It was 12 last year, 13 the year before. Rookies who averaged 20 fantasy points per game or more on the year. Although there's some thoughts on how rookies might not do as well this year because of no preseason or little preseason.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, you could argue that this is a little bit of a weaker draft class.
Yeah, this draft class isn't the worst ever, but it's definitely more top-heavy. A lot of these guys in the bottom half aren't going to see much playing time at all, if any.
All right, well, let's kick it off. So with the first pick, the Timberwolves picked Anthony Edwards. Clifford, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't have any strong opinions on him. I think he'll get good production probably, but I don't think he's going to be, a John Morant or a Zion or anything like that as far as fantasy points go. Must draft though, just because I think that he'll be one of those who can average 20 a game.
Yeah, I think without a doubt he'll average 20. His preseason performance has been pretty solid overall. That's a quick transition without any summer league or anything. So he seems NBA ready. I'd put him for sure in the must draft.
He's definitely someone who's going to have on nights and off nights, who's going to be streaky, but he's a good size for a guard, so rebounds and assists are always going to be something he can contribute to each night.
Yeah, definitely must draft. He's not going to get the ball in his hands too much, just considering who's on his team. He's got Cat, he's got D'Lo, and there's Ricky Rubio, who's going to be handling the ball most of the time. So he's not going to get most assists, but I feel like a lot of the defensive capabilities are going to be on him since we have D'Lo on the line, and he's not quite the defender.
We can also note that Malik Beasley, who plays the same position, will not be going to jail. So that's important for Anthony Edwards' performance. He did enter a guilty plea yesterday, which includes no jail or home confinement until after the 2021 season. So he'll be sharing minutes with Malik Beasley's into the story there.
So what about James Wiseman then?
It It's either a must draft or a rosterable. I mean, we don't know what he's going to be doing on the Warriors. I don't even know what the hell the Warriors are going to be doing this year. But if Steph's on the floor with him, I imagine he'll get a bunch of pick and roll opportunities. And if he can fit into their defensive scheme, he should get a fair number of blocks and steals. That is, of course, if he actually plays.
James Wiseman will play. Steve Kerr said yesterday he's going to be our starting center this year.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And it could happen as early as Tuesday, meaning today.
Yeah.
We'll find out tonight what he's got.
Who's next? LaMelo?
Yep, LaMelo Ball.
Josh, you got strong opinions on this one?
Yeah, I think LaMelo Ball is a must draft for sure. I mean, I think they're going to use LaMelo a lot. They're going to want to grow him as much as possible this season. I think he's going to transition well just from, already having been playing with grown men, watching him in preseason. His shot isn't great, but I think it's only going to get better over time, and I think his usage will go up over the course of the season. So I think he's definitely somebody you want to have.
I'd agree with must draft, but the only issue I see is that they've got Terry Rozier and who's the other one?
Devontae Graham.
Yeah, Devontae Graham already in the rotation. So unless he plays small forward, he's going to be sharing time with both of those guys.
He is on the Hornets, and Hornets historically, to my knowledge, don't play their rookies like some other teams. I mean, he's a number 3 pick. They got to play him. But like Devontae Graham as a rookie, he didn't play. Malik Monk barely played.
They let PJ play considerable minutes his rookie year.
That's a good point. PJ did get good minutes. And PJ was the number 5. Yeah, number 5 rookie FPG last year. I guess that's coming out of the Hornets. So maybe it's something new, but a couple of years ago at least, the rookies weren't played very, very much at the Hornets.
But the other thing about those rookies is their name isn't LaMelo Ball, and he's going to be a big draw, not only to actually get fans into the game, but to get people to actually want to watch the Hornets for probably the first time in years. Like this is a franchise that's most famous for trading Kobe away on draft night, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So LaMelo Ball is their chance here to really start drawing a crowd. So I think they play him and let him go through all the ups and downs of a rookie season. This next guy here is Patrick Williams, drafted by the Chicago Bulls out of Florida State.
Definitely not must draft. I would say I would keep an eye on him. So like D tier. Yeah. So he might be good. He's on the Bulls. He's going to be coming behind Markkanen.
And Wendell Carter Jr.
And Wendell Carter. So who knows if he's actually going to get minutes, but we'll see.
No, he's rosterable.
You think
Bulls
so?
Bulls in the preseason just started him over Otto Porter Jr., my boy. But they like seeing Patrick Williams in the starting lineup, apparently, and Otto Porter sort of carrying the bench unit. And that means Patrick Williams isn't going to have the usage, right? Because he's 5th man in the starting rotation. Right. They're at least committed to playing him significant minutes.
So if he's not going to get the touches, is he rosterable or streamable?
I think he's rosterable for sure, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think streamable is better here. I mean, he's the number 4 pick. I don't think we put him in potential. And the way he was getting used, I don't think we can put him in potential. Just giving him time over the season, definitely not drafting him, just to see where he ends up and how he ends up performing.
Who's up next?
Isaac Okoro.
Oh, my boy. I want to say he's rosterable because I feel like he looks so good in preseason. But maybe streamer. I don't know. It's hard to tell with the rookies a lot. I feel like the preseason isn't too much to go off of, but I'd like to leave him in rosterable just because I have faith in him.
I think this was a good call out by you in the first podcast, and I believe you picked him up. You correct me if I'm wrong.
I haven't picked him up.
You haven't yet? Okay.
No.
I think
I'm going right now.
No.
Yeah, he's worth a last slot under roster just to hold and see what happens. Like a little scratch-off lottery ticket. I mean, it's the Cavs. Someone said before, just spin the wheel and see if you get lucky with the Cavs.
Yeah, whoever took Windler in our fantasy draft probably should have just taken this guy instead. But I would say rosterable for now, and then we'll see how the Cavs do later on in the season with him.
Yeah, Nathan actually just dropped Windler too. I think he realized it.
Matt, I think you should tee up this next one if you could say his name.
Onyeka Okongwu?
Oh, that was pretty good.
He's on the Hawks, so he would be coming in after Clint Capella, and they play basically the exact same role.
Okay.
At least from what I can tell. So he's basically their backup Clint Capella for this season. And with that, I would say streamable, maybe potential, just because I can see Clint Capella for the money he's making getting most of the starting minutes, and maybe Onyeka could get maybe 15, 20 minutes off the bench. But if he's not playing with their starting lineup, I can't see him getting a whole lot of buckets.
Yeah, I can see Trae Young just, hand feed, baby bird in the baby here and giving him some buckets. So I'd put him in the potential category.
Baby bird in the baby here.
Just give the baby a little bottle every once in a while with Trae Young. Sort of the way Russell Westbrook feeds his centers.
Yeah.
Then we got Killian Hayes. Josh, where would you put Killian Hayes?
You talking to me or Sanders?
My bad. Cut that.
I actually would put Killian Hayes in the must draft. I think that he's looking really good, and I just like what he brings to the table. I think that the Pistons are actually going to be able to use him and make him really viable this season. So I think he should be must draft.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing is, there's Derrick Rose ahead of him, and I feel like they're probably going to start him just to get ticket sales. But, you never know with D Rose when he's going to go down with an injury. And once that happens, I think he's the guy on this team.
He's looked good preseason. And, of course, Adam's the one who drafted him. He had the foresight to go ahead and grab him. I think he's going to be some guy that some people regret passing up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if Adam got in, then, it's got to be a good call.
Boy genius.
Yeah, so next we have Obi Toppin with the New York Knicks.
I think this is the front runner for the Rookie of the Year, man. Is Obi Toppin.
Wow.
Oh.
The only thing that could hold him back is their coach. Yeah, Thibodeau. He's notorious for not playing rookies, but I think he is the most NBA ready of this entire rookie class. With the Knicks, as long as he's starting above Julius Randle, I think he's a Rookie of the Year candidate.
So you would throw him in must draft then?
Definitely.
Did I just hear starting above Julius Randle? Because that's not happening.
Dude, you never know with the Knicks.
Well, I don't think he's going to start, but I definitely would say he's a must-draft guy. Like you said, I think he is NBA ready, especially out of this draft class. I don't know if he's starting over. That's a little absurd.
I'll agree with the must draft for now, just because Sanders seems so adamant about it. I didn't really have many strong opinions on him, but Sanders sounds very adamant, so must draft. Why not? All right, up next is Wizards sensation, rookie sensation out of the preseason, Avdija. How is it said, Sanders?
Avdija.
Deni Avdija.
I don't know a lot about this guy, but I think people are high on him, aren't they?
Yeah, a little bit too high than they should be. I think he's a streamable option. He'll get you a good couple of points coming off the bench. But unless he gets a considerable starting role on this Wizards team, which maybe, even then he'll still have to deal with Russell Westbrook and Brad Beal holding the ball. So I'd say streamable.
Yeah, Wizards are deep this year. Mm-hmm. He's rookie coming in being at most the sixth man on the team. Mm-hmm. At the very most. So, yeah, I don't see him being rosterable and performing 20 fantasy points night over night.
So with the recent news of Rui being out for 3 weeks, how is this going to affect Deni?
That's a good question.
Well, I think there's a few of them that are actually in the mix for starting small forward right now. I know Troy Brown Jr. is potentially starting there too. And if Rui was there, I think that he would start probably. I think that this is a streamable option.
I think going into the offseason, or going into the season, their starting small forward is going to be Isaac Bonga, just for that defensive capabilities that he has. But if Deni steps up, then I could definitely see him taking that small forward spot.
And the Wizards aren't going to be a totally trash team this year. They have Westbrook, so they're going to be trying really hard to get in that 8th seed 4-0 exit in the first round. They'll go with whoever they think does best. So if Bonga is that defensive option, then that's what they'll do.
Hey man, you don't think Westbrook can carry a game in the playoffs?
I mean, he can carry it, but still get the L.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Jesus, roasted.
And rounding out the top 10, we have the Phoenix Suns pick, Jalen Smith. Clifford, as one of our resident Suns fans on the pod, there's two of them today. What do we think about our guy?
I like the pick for the Suns. For fantasy, I'm tempted to almost say don't touch. I feel like Jalen Smith is not going to get a lot of time this season. And if he does get any time, I don't think it's going to be worth any fantasy interest, unfortunately. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, watching him in preseason, he looked a little stiffer out there. When they first picked him, I liked the pick. They've had some success drafting what I would call the older guys. I mean, he was just a sophomore out of college, but not a one and done. With the news overnight of Frank Kaminsky being signed and some of those other guys we have behind the starting lineup, I would shy away from him for now. Thanks to Clifford for joining us here for the first 10 picks. He's got to run off and go celebrate Frank Kaminsky's re-signing. So
that's right. Big party over here.
Celebrate the Suns' second round exit.
All right, y'all have a good one.
See ya.
All right, you too, man.
Bye.
All right, so this next guy, the Spurs selected Devin Vassell out of, I believe, Florida State. This was probably a don't touch for me.
Don't touch.
Yeah.
But what about the news of their Derek White going down? He's been
don't touch. It's the Spurs.
I mean, they don't even play the same position. I could see those minutes going to someone else. Like Lonnie Walker would get more minutes over this guy, I think. But just don't touch.
Yeah, don't touch.
We'll probably see him go off for like 1 or 2 games this season. Someone will pick him up and then get disappointed with him. Mm-hmm.
All right, with the 12th pick, we had Tyrese Haliburton, the Kings.
Okay, all right. So
don't touch. Don't touch.
What? Don't touch? No, this dude's rosterable, 100%. So there are very few stats that translate well from the college level to the NBA level, and that's rebounding for guards, that's steals, blocks, and assists. And 3 of those things Haliburton does very well, and he's going to contribute to the Kings winning games for sure, as long as Luke Walton doesn't fuck it up.
Kings winning games, did you just say?
Yes, surprisingly, we're not going to be the worst team in the West. I think that he could get the starting lineup over Barnes if he plays well, which I think he will.
No, I'd be surprised to see him over Barnes, but I'd like to see it happen. Another thing that translates well is free throw percent. I mean, he shot 82% from the line in college last year. That just goes to show he's a pure shooter. So I kind of like that call, Josh, but it's the Kings. They'll find a way to screw it up.
I know. As a Kings fan, I really just want to see him do well.
I really hope, for your sake, that he is something. So I'll rosterable him for now. I think he's going to be a solid contributor, maybe in that 18 to 22 fantasy points a game range. All right, up next we had Kira Lewis Jr., Pelicans point guard.
Yeah, just don't touch. I mean, they got Ball, they got Bledsoe. He's not going to get no minutes.
Yeah, Bledsoe, Ball, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
It's going to be a project. Watching him in the SEC over the last couple of years, he is really good, really talented, a little on the wild side as far as his basketball skills, so I think he's going to take a little time to develop.
Yeah, there's no more else we can really say about that.
Yeah. All right, Aaron Nesmith, 14th pick to the Boston Celtics. I'll come right out and say it. I don't know anything about this guy.
I don't either. The Celtics I think they see themselves as somewhat contenders, long shot contenders, so I doubt they're going to give their rookies any meaningful minutes.
He went to Vanderbilt.
Oh.
So that's a rare Vanderbilt product there. Let's see. He had a stress fracture in his right foot. Oh, I blew that. He had a stress fracture in his right foot in the offseason, but he's better now. At Vandy, averaged 23 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist.
23 is good for college.
It is, but it's Vandy.
Do you think it's no touch, or should we put him in the potential? Keep an eye on.
Hold on. He shot 52% from 3 on 8 trays per game, 8 attempts per game.
Okay.
So I put it in the potential. Just those stats alone, 52% from three, I can see what the Celtics are looking for.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
good stats. His biggest downfall is going to be that crowded team and whether or not he's really someone they can play in the rotation when they have championship aspirations. But those are
With
good
Kemba
stats.
down, there's minutes there.
All right, and next is Cole Anthony out of North Carolina to the Orlando Magic. If Markelle Fultz wasn't finally blossoming, I would have this guy as an early Rookie of the Year candidate. I'm pretty high on him. I think he has the right mentality. Everyone that talks about him says he's every level since high school. Anytime he gets together with all the other like top players in his class, he's always the best one on the court. And I think that's that plays well when it comes to predicting NBA success. I'm gonna say this guy's gonna be streamer option for this year.
Man, I don't see him fitting well into this Magic starting lineup, so he's got to be coming off the bench, or unless Markelle will be, but I doubt that. I would be willing to put him in streamable, and more so like to see him in the watch and see potential category. If he actually gets minutes, I think he could actually put up some good stats.
I'd put him streamable. I think, Matt, you made good points that he's really good and has the right mindset, but he's going to be playing second unit. I don't see him producing on a consistent basis, like 15 points per game.
So up next is Isaiah Stewart with the
Pistons?
Pistons. I'm going to put a don't touch for this guy. He's going to be a project.
Even though the Pistons are a crapshoot, I can't see him getting starting minutes above Blake Griffin, who I would imagine is playing the starting center. Even if Blake goes down, I don't see him putting up meaningful stats. But if Blake goes down, definitely pick him up. He'd be a good for a Blake Griffin injury spot.
So potential, maybe?
Yeah.
I think we're going to say something similar about this next guy, and I've been practicing his name just for this moment. Aleksej Pokusevski.
No, it's not Alexander.
Yeah, it's not Alexander.
Well,
It's like
Alexandre or something, right?
No, it's
Aleksej.
Aleksej.
Yeah.
I failed.
Pokusevski. Yeah.
Aleksej Pokusevski with the Oklahoma Thunder. The 7-foot, the unicorn himself. What do we think?
Dark horse Rookie of the Year candidate.
Dark
horse. Very dark horse, because OKC is going to suck this year. There's no way. I think he's got bowl like potential. There's no way he can play the center. There's zero. He's just too skinny. He's like 190 pounds. I could see him playing power forward and small forward, but with those minutes, I think he'll look good on a shitty OKC team.
So do we potentially lose what little credibility we have by putting this guy in rosterable?
Oh, no. I would not touch him until I see him play in an actual NBA game for a few games and see what he does.
I'd put him in don't touch. I think the comparison to Bull is apt. Just like Bull in his rookie year, I would not touch him.
So
he's got to bulk up. He's not ready.
The only thing he has going for him is that roster that he's on. He's kind of the only one who really does what he does on that team.
Don't touch for now unless something happens on that team.
All right, so this next one, the 18th pick, Josh Green with the Mavericks.
Yeah, shooting guard, 6'6", 210. Yeah.
Mavs are not that deep, but he averaged 12 points per game at Arizona. Seems more like an all-around kind of player, not a big points stat producer.
Okay.
Probably in the potential, and that's above the don't touch because he is on the Mavs who are not that deep. But I don't see him putting up big numbers in any night of the year. He might just have consistent low numbers.
Yeah, that's about all we can say about this guy.
Yeah. All right. I think we're going to say similar things about the next pick, Saddiq Bey. I think some people have pretty strong opinions about him. Is he with the Pistons?
Actually, yeah, I think so. So he's another one of those. Maybe he could be good just because he's on the Pistons. I think he's like a smaller power forward. So maybe he could get good minutes if my boy Jeremy Grant doesn't play well with the Pistons. Man, it's weird. It's a weird situation they got going on.
Because he's with the Pistons, I think we have to stick him in the potential and just kind of see what happens with him.
Yeah.
All right, Precious Achiuwa joining the Miami Heat.
I have no idea about this guy, man. Like, I am so glad that the Kings didn't pick him because we were expected to pick him for a little while. But
wasn't there a movie made about this guy?
I was like, what are you talking about? Precious?
Yeah, that's about all I can grasp for this guy.
Yeah, he's joining the Heat, who have like pretty much no roster turnover. Anything that is actually worth noting, probably going to sit there at the bottom of the bench. But this year, probably not.
Don't touch.
Yeah.
No chance. No.
All right, Tyrese Maxey.
That's a must
Man.
draft right there.
Oh my
That's
god.
a must draft.
A must draft. Okay. Did you actually
No.
watch that?
No, I don't. Tyrese is a great player who's not NBA ready yet. He showed flashes of greatness at UK. He's got the right mental space to be a good player. He's a little undersized, but he's got a little of everything. He's got handles. He's got good basketball IQ, good shot. This year, I would put him in maybe the streamer option. That might be high on him because I'm a UK fan, but I'd watch him. Certainly with the 76ers, I think he's going to get some chance to run the floor.
Yeah, I would wait and see if he can actually make a role into this team. But here's the big if. If a Ben Simmons for Harden trade happens, I could definitely see Maxey being included in that trade. And if he goes to that Rockets team, I think he'll get a bigger role.
Yeah.
I think he has a bigger role at the 76ers. I don't know what you are talking about. I know Ben Simmons will run point guard, but otherwise they have Seth Curry, who's really more of a shooting guard, and Shake Milton. I played Tyrese Maxey certainly in the second unit point guard just to start the year.
Well, their coaches already said that they're going to have Shake Milton play a big role in the team. So I don't know if that's just posturing for the media, but I think Tyrese is under Shake for now.
All right, so there's two guys here, Zeke, Nnaji, and RJ Hampton. So we're skipping over Bolmaro because these guys are both going on the Nuggets, and I think we're going to have similar things to say. The Nuggets are really deep. They've been doing this with Bol, Michael Porter Jr. They've got RJ Hampton, these guys who are highly touted and then kind of drop in the draft just due to the circumstances surrounding them. They're collecting good talent, and it's working out with Michael Porter Jr. and a little bit with Bol. So, but I don't see these guys playing.
No, I don't either. I mean, I could see RJ in the future giving like how did we pass up this guy type of situation, just like with Bol and MPJ, but I don't see them doing anything this year.
The Nuggets are just going to try to run it back, fine-tune their system, same thing they did last year, and make it just as far or further is the plan here. They're not trying to start anything new or try anything new with the rookies.
All right, so Leandro Bolmaro.
He's on the Timberwolves, right? I think he got traded a few times during draft night. If he was a good shooter, I would say streamable, but just last time I looked at his stats, he did not shoot well in the league that he was in. So I would say either potential or just don't touch.
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy in my life, so I would never touch him. That just goes towards my fantasy strategy, which is don't touch rookies unless you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these last six, I think the only two that we really need to talk about that really have a chance of playing, unless you all have other opinions, the only two interesting ones to me are Quickley and Malachi Flynn. The other ones, I would put them all at don't touch, and then we can kind of talk about these last two.
Did Jaden McDaniels not get minutes?
He got some.
Yeah, he'll if he lives up to any of his potential that he had before college, I think he'll get some significant playing time. But for now, I can't see him getting minutes.
That Quickley is rosterable.
Dude, I don't think so.
Oh gosh.
Did you see the numbers he put up?
Oh yeah,
recently
I saw.
in preseason.
Did
I
you see
saw.
who it was against and who was missing on his team?
Who?
Dennis Smith Jr., Alfred Payne, and Ntilikina.
Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, which are all three point guards who are above him against a Cavs team that was also missing a lot of their best players.
But he just has it. He has the 3-point shot. He knows how to play off the ball. He's going to get offensive numbers when he's in the game. He's got the offensive knack. I think he will play consistently, and I think he's going to put up numbers that grow as the season goes. And
From a basketball perspective, I think that he is the best fit next to RJ Barrett. But I don't know if he's actually going to be playing next to RJ Barrett. But I see what you're saying. If he's definitely the best point guard for the Knicks, I think they should start him. He has the most potential of any of their point guards. But I don't know.
Yeah,
with Tom Thibodeau.
Lean toward the potential tier here. So, I mean, we can meet in the middle and put him as a streamer.
Yeah, I think streamer's a good option.
All right, and then this last one here, Malachi Flynn got some good run in the preseason with the Raptors. He just kind of fits there from what I saw.
Yeah, the Raptors have been good about getting these like late first round, second round talents with their last couple of drafts.
Mm-hmm.
So they just signed OG to like this huge contract, Pascal Siakam.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're just really good at drafting or if they're just good at developing young talent. But I could see him getting some minutes. Definitely potential, maybe streamable.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say streamable for him, for myself. Do you have many thoughts on Malachi Flynn, Patrick?
Who?
Raptors late round 29th pick in the draft.
Yeah, I'd go with the trusted and true strategy of don't touch. If you don't know what you're going to get, don't touch him, and you'll never miss out.
All right, so I guess the middle of the line is potential for this guy. There is one second rounder that I would like to discuss, if not just briefly.
Okay.
And that would be Nico Mannion, who was drafted by the Warriors. If Steph doesn't play like he did last year, I could see this guy getting pretty good minutes. Because before college, he was expected to be a early first-round talent. Then he just kept sliding. So I think with the Warriors system, I think he could maybe see his potential rise back up again.
So he makes his way up to potential?
Potential, yeah.
Yeah, just keep an eye on him.
Especially with Steph's injury history, sitting games. See what he does when Steph has some rest games.
So I'd say overall we were fairly conservative. Like I said, last year it was 12 rookies. The year before it was 13 who were hitting numbers that were worth a roster slot. Perhaps we're correct that it's a little down this year without the summer league, without the preseason. So maybe we hit it right on the head.
It's a weak draft, so I can see how we only have 7 rookies that we say are consistently rosterable. We'll see.
And that wraps up our rookie tier list. Thank you everyone for listening. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And we want you to write us at 4pointshotpodcast@gmail.com. That's 4pointshotpodcast@gmail.com with your comments as well as trade offers in your league, which we can discuss on future podcasts. Thank you for the support and looking forward to another episode coming soon.
Josh is not in the perfect position with all the rookies he's piled up.
Oh, okay. Only 2 of them are ones I'm going to keep. Deni is just for streaming purposes.